We're gonna rank the fuckability of some of the SpongeBob characters. Also, this is important. We have to be really thoughtful here because there's 60 images and I want to be genuine and I don't want to come with any biases. This is not my opinion. We're being objective. You know what I mean? I hope my parents aren't watching this. SpongeBob. Right off the bat, he's irritating, can't drive, but he can cook. Awful voice, shrill, annoying, bad teeth, but a lot of holes. Does that come into play? I truly don't know. I think pass. It's just a bit too much. Bubble Bass. This is hard because like there's a lot there, but I gotta say extra pass, you know? But like it doesn't have to stay there forever. You go to the gym, you maybe get rid of that attitude, a little arrogant. Maybe get some contacts, better clothes. In the future, I might be like, oh my god, who is that bubble bat? You know what I mean? Mrs. Puff. Mrs. Puff is interesting because she also looks like she has a lot of holes on her, although those might be bumps or something. She has the vibe to me where afterwards she would be just laying in bed smoking a cigarette, and that sounds pretty cool. Their liver spots? Okay, well don't say that about her. She's got a good bob. Her bob is good. I'm gonna say smash. Larry the Lobster. So this is also interesting. You would think immediate extra smash. And that very well, she's literally covered in spikes. Okay, well, sorry. Some people like danger. A lot of people might just say extra smash for Larry, and that might well be the case here. All I'm saying is it's a couple things. I don't understand why his upper arms are so thin compared to his forearms and the rest of his body. It doesn't really make sense. He also gives the vibe he's the buffest guy here, and that's also a thing. Not everyone likes a buff lobster. You know what I mean? But he gives the vibe to me of the guy who, if you guys were doing it, he'd just be looking in the mirror the whole time at himself. I'm gonna say extra smash. A claw job from Larry would be unpleasant, but it doesn't have to be a claw job. He could just go like that. You know what I mean? We're gonna move forward. Patrick Star. He seems like a fun guy. You know, there's a lot to love. I guess he's bigger, but they call it a starfish for a reason. You know, he's the definition of just laying there, and that's not what anyone wants. I'm gonna say extra pass. Also, is he bald? Are they both bald, SpongeBob and Patrick? Or is the hair implied? If so, that's interesting. SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, they're all neighbors. None of them have hair. It's a bald community. Yeah, it's interesting. This guy. This guy's sick. I mean, he's the steroid, but this is what's cool. But there's a lot there, so you could poke the chest and the muscles and stuff. But you know what they say about steroids? It makes your balls tiny. I mean, they say other things about it too, but I've heard this. This is tough. I might put him just here, not extra, because he doesn't look like he can talk. I don't even know if he can like say words. Pearl, I believe canonically is a child, so we're gonna leave her off of this. Why even put her just at the bottom? Wait, there are some funny ones on here. The puppet bird? Am I supposed to want to fuck the puppet bird? How would that work? This is funny because this is just a puppet of a bird, and I'm imagining in order to do this, you would need someone controlling the bird. You know what I mean? How would that even work? So I'm gonna say extra pass. That's like, it's too much. The computer? I mean, I could figure it out. There's something about her. Have you guys seen the movie Her? You know what I mean? Extra smash. Gary the snail? No, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to fuck Gary. Not really interested. And I think he's basically supposed to be a cat. And it's making me think about how I have cats, and that makes me sad. So I'm gonna say extra pass. Sandy? What are we even talking about? And she's got that southern twang. Am I underwater in this situation? Now I'm confused. The ghost? The Ghost of the Flying Dutchman. I just feel like ultimately probably just stinky. So I'm gonna say probably ultra pass. Not even a little bit. This is just a girl fish. I've never seen her before. Probably. Squidward. So this is interesting. The nose. You know what I mean? It's there. And you know what they say about squid noses? I could almost imagine if someone could Photoshop his nose. He's not even wearing pants right now. You could just Photoshop the nose. You know what I mean? And then it's like, and he's bald. I could imagine him wearing a turtleneck. I feel like that would help. I might say extra smash. I feel like there's just more there. He basically has 2 penises and 8 legs. That's you know what I mean? He's like a... I don't know. I hope my parents aren't watching this. Mr. Krabs. I just feel like that's a bad name to have. That could be a nickname for like a guy who spreads STDs. Mr. Krabs. But the body type, he's kind of thick in the right places. I gotta say pass. I just feel like, too cheap. He's just too cheap. Squilliam Fancy Son. honestly, not to be morbid, I feel like he could be a rapist. So I'm gonna say extra pass. I just know it's this fish. I don't even think that's a character. It goes without saying though. I think she's very talented. Most of these fish you can't even see. Some of these fish don't even look like they can talk. A lot of these fish look like they have personalities. Probably smash. Why are there so many buff fish? This one looks more fun, I'm not gonna lie. That's a cool guy. They gotta do... This is the nerd fish. Probably extra pass. Do you think the buff fish are hot? Okay, thank you for asking this question. It's not that I think the buff fish are hot, but you gotta keep in mind, all of the fish look pretty similar, with the exception of like 5 of them that are just jacked and muscular. So like, where am I supposed to put them? You know what I mean? If anything, those are probably the only ones, because I don't know about you, but I'm not particularly interested in fucking fish. But if I had to, you know what I mean? This guy, he kind of looks like a penis or something. I'm gonna say pass. I think we're done with this. I don't know, guys. You know, I try to come up with fun ideas.